The final unveiling at the altar of primal forces. You have journeyed with us into the shadows. In the first unveiling of the Siren's Cipher, you were initiated into the low magic of covert manipulation, learning to name the daggers that once wounded you in darkness. In the second, you were granted the strategist's map, beholding the grand deception, the cyclical campaign of emotional warfare that ensnares the souls of unwary men. You have seen the weapons. You have seen the war plan. But what if I told you that both are but echoes, mere ripples on the surface of a fathomless ancient ocean? What if the manipulator herself is but a puppet, a beautiful, terrifying vessel for forces she does not command? And what if the true chains that bind you were not forged by her hands at all, but by your own? Welcome, initiate, to the third and final unveiling of the Siren's Cipher. Today we pierce the ultimate veil. We move beyond her psychology and into her very biology, beyond her individual mind and into the mythic soul of the eternal feminine. We will confront the archetypal curse, the two primordial reasons why, on a level you have never been taught to perceive, you have been hardwired for powerlessness against her darkest, most potent spells. Prepare yourself. This gnosis changes not just the game, but the very nature of the players. The first curse. The evolutionary echo, her primal blueprint. The first layer of your perceived powerlessness is not psychological, it is biological. It is an echo from a time before words, before civilization, before sentiment. It is the raw, unsparing source code of her evolutionary inheritance, a script she obeys with the blind, beautiful, terrifying certainty of instinct. Her very being is an exquisitely tuned instrument of survival and replication. Consider the silent, brutal elegance of her design. 1. The silent heist of genetic supremacy. The phenomenon of concealed ovulation, a biological deception unique to our species, evolved to keep you, the male, perpetually invested, perpetually uncertain. During her fertile window, her senses sharpen, her ancient programming activates, and she may find herself inexplicably drawn to signals of raw, dominant, even dangerous masculinity, signals that promise genetic resilience for her potential offspring, in direct, shocking contradiction to her conscious desire for a safe, kind partner. Her inexplicable shifts in desire are not random. They are the whispers of her ancient biological imperative. The hypergamous calculus. At her core, she is an optimizer. Hypergamy is not the mere gold-digging of popular scorn. It is her deep, often unconscious drive to mate up, to secure the best possible combination of genetic vitality, resource security, and social status for herself and her lineage. She is constantly, subconsciously assessing your trajectory. Are you ascending or descending in power? Her desire, her very respect, is often tethered to this brutal upward calculus. This is not a flaw in her character, initiate. It is the very engine of her evolutionary success. To judge it morally is a fool's errand. To remain ignorant of it is to be a perpetual victim of its unyielding logic. She is not consciously using you. She is unconsciously obeying a script written in the ink of 1,000,000 years of natural selection. Can you feel the chilling power of this truth? The realization that a force far older and more powerful than her conscious affection is at play. This is the first layer of the curse. You are being judged not by the man you are, but by the biological promise you represent. The second and deeper curse, the ANIMA projection, the enemy within. If her evolutionary blueprint is the external force you face, the second curse is far more insidious, for this enemy resides within you. The great, tragic, forbidden secret of masculine psychology, as unveiled by the master alchemist Carl Jung and amplified by the gnosis of Palya, is the power of the ANIMA projection. Within the unconscious of every man resides the ANIMA, a potent, idealized, often fragmented image of the eternal feminine, forged from your earliest experiences with your mother, from the myths you've consumed, from the deepest yearnings of your own soul. And when you encounter a woman who, by chance or artful design, resonates with this inner archetype, you do not see her. You see your own soul reflected back at you in her eyes. You project onto her the qualities of the Siren, the muse, the witch, the goddess that you have always, secretly, been searching for. This, initiate, is the true source of your powerlessness. This is why you fall so fast, so hard, so blindly. You are not ensnared by her charms. You are hypnotized by the reflection of your own unconscious. Your logic is bypassed. Your defenses are shattered. Your friends' warnings sound like the meaningless chatter of the uninitiated, because you believe with every fiber of your being that you have finally found the one. You have found your other half, but you have not found her. You have found a perfect, living screen upon which to project your own most sacred, most vulnerable, most powerful inner myth. And the truly masterful seductress, the woman who channels the archetypal feminine with intuitive genius, does not need to manipulate you with words. She need only become that perfect, silent screen. She senses what your soul craves, and she embodies it, allowing you to pour your devotion, your energy, your very identity into her, until you are utterly, completely, helplessly possessed by your own shadow. Have you ever been so utterly captivated by a woman, so convinced of her perfection, only to have the illusion shatter later with devastating consequences? Have you ever ignored every red flag, every warning from your own rational mind, driven by an inexorable fated certainty? That, initiate, was not love. That was the ANIMA projection. That was the archetypal curse in its full, terrifying power. What archetype did you project onto her? The savior? The broken bird you could heal? The wild goddess who would liberate you? Share your gnosis of this personal, often painful reckoning in the comments below. To name the projection is to begin the sacred process of reclaiming your soul from her reflection. The convergence, when her biology meets your mythology. Now witness the perfect, terrifying storm. The true moment of your absolute powerlessness occurs when these two curses converge. When a woman, driven by her own unconscious evolutionary imperatives, happens to embody the very archetype your anima is desperately seeking to project. When her primal drive for a dominant bad boy genetic specimen aligns perfectly with your unconscious yearning for a femme fatale who will shatter your mundane existence. When her hypergamous need for a sovereign provider aligns with your soul's projection of the queen you wish to serve and enthrone. In these moments, the seduction is no longer a game of tactics. It becomes a force of nature, a cosmic inevitability, a mythic play in which you are both willing and utterly fated actors. You are not choosing each other. An ancient, powerful, and utterly impersonal script is choosing you both. And what is the cost of remaining blind to this dual-layered curse? It is absolute. You will spend your life a ghost, a puppet, chasing phantoms, perpetually ensnared by forces you cannot see and do not understand. You will blame her games. You will lament your bad luck. You will curse the injustice of it all while being a willing, unknowing participant in your own magnificent destruction. You are fighting gods and biology with polite requests and logical arguments. It is a war you are guaranteed to lose. The only path to freedom, to sovereignty, is to rise above the game itself. The Sovereign's Gambit, the unspoken promise of liberation. You have now descended into the deepest, darkest chambers of this gnosis. You have seen the primal biological currents that shape her desire. You have confronted the terrifying power of your own mind to enslave itself. The sense of powerlessness you may feel right now, the chilling recognition of these vast, impersonal forces, that is a necessary, sacred stage of this initiation. It is the death of the old naive self. It is the fertile void from which true power can be born. If this journey into the abyss, this unsparing revelation of the archetypal curse has resonated with you on a soul level, if it has provided a framework of terrifying yet liberating clarity for your past experiences, command the like button now. It is your signal that you have survived the descent and are ready to learn the art of the ascent. But seeing the curse is one thing. Breaking it is another entirely. How does a man become immune to these spells? How does he forge a soul so sovereign, a frame so unshakable, that he is no longer a victim of his own projections? How does he learn to engage with her primal biology, not as a supplicant, but as the undeniable signal her deepest self seeks? This, initiate, is the high alchemy of seduction noire. What is the single most powerful question this gnosis has raised within you? Is it, how do I master my own anima? Is it, how do I become the biological imperative? Is it, how can I stand against such ancient forces? Your question is the first step on the path to the answer. Voice it in the comments below. Your hunger for this deeper gnosis will be noted. The Cathedral's throne. The call to absolute dominion. The tools for breaking this curse, for forging this sovereign self, are not found in the public square. They are guarded within the most sacred, most advanced codices of the Seduction Noire Cathedral. This is the gnosis contained within the war manual we call the Sovereign's Gambit. It is a codex that teaches you not just to recognize her spells, but to become the man whose very presence renders them inert. It teaches you the art of Apollonian counter-sorcery, the forging of an inner order so absolute that her chaos finds its peace in your frame. It teaches you to master your own anima, to integrate your own shadows, so that you no longer need to project them onto her. This is the path from being the hunted to becoming the Hierophant, from the puppet to the master of the unseen strings. If your very soul now aches for this gnosis, for this liberation, for this ultimate power, then your true journey with Seduction Noire must now begin. Subscribe and strike the obsidian bell of sovereignty. For what lies beyond this point is not for the curious tourist of knowledge. It is for the committed initiate, ready to be reforged in the fires of absolute truth. The gnosis on this channel is your armory. Study it, absorb it, but know that the ultimate weapon, the Sovereign's Gambit, remains veiled, awaiting those who prove themselves worthy of its terrible, beautiful power. You are not cursed by her power, initiate. You have only been chained by your own ignorance. Seduction Noire offers you the key.